Hey Raccoon, how's it going? Hey, what's up, customizer? No, I haven't had time to watch anything this week. But that's good, glad you won it. Was it the Hot Toys figure? I actually won 2 items from Sideshow over way back in the day. I won the Darth Maul figure, Hot Toys, and I won a the Deadpool vs. Punisher dio. But that was, we're talking back like around 2005 stuff. No, actually no, not 2005. 2011 and 12. Yeah, around then. Hey, what's up, Raz? Oh, okay, that's good. Well, I'm glad you won. I've been living in the garage and stuff for the past week. I haven't had a chance to look at anything. No, that's good. Was it something you had to like sign up for, or is it just like you were just chosen out of like the live stream? So I don't know how to do it. I have a couple friends who sort of watch the streams, but not really. Everyone else I know is usually working, so they don't have time to do that stuff. The only thing I've been doing is once in a blue moon, if I get the updated email from Statue Forum, I get like a code to put in my account. Oh, okay, good. Do they make you pay shipping on it though? I think I had to pay shipping on the ones I won, I think. That's cool. I'm glad you won. At least it's something you want, too. It's not like something that, you know, you get and you just don't really want it. Maybe they don't make you pay ship because it's a smaller item. Maybe the larger items you have to. Not really sure how they do stuff anymore. Hey, what's up, Devastator? Yeah, the ones you always want is the ones you'll never win. It's usually how it goes. Yeah, I've been hearing good things about the Deadpool movie. I'll wait till I get to see it online. I don't like giving my money to Hollywood anymore. Yeah, I already saw the post-credit spoilers online. I'm just not into the whole, just because it's a new movie, you gotta rush out and see it right away and blah blah blah. I just don't care. Like I said, I'm sure it's good and it'll probably be fun to watch, but I'll wait for if I could sit in my own TV, you know, sit in my own living room and watch it. I don't want to drop like $25 to go see a movie. If it was like the old days, you know, where it was like a summer blockbuster and, you know, there wasn't all this agenda stuff and all that, I would be more than happy to spend my money. But now, it's not worth it. Not saying that you guys shouldn't. If you enjoy doing it, you can. For me, I'm just, I'm kind of over it. Just vote with my wallet, I guess you could say. If they start going like this route where they make just entertaining movies again, then it's a different story. Well, yeah, they got to get you to sit there and stay in the movie theater, see all the names, and then do the post credits. That's how they get you to stay in. I'm excited about the James Gunn DC stuff. I really am. I know there's a lot of hate for it online, but for me, I'm really excited because he's doing like what the Russo brothers did with Avengers. It's like a 10-year plan. It's not going to be just like these DC movies that were all over the place. So that's kind of why I'm excited for DC. And like I always say, AT&T ruined the DC franchise when they owned it, and that's why they screwed up the whole Henry Cavill and all that stuff. If they had like somebody like the Russo brothers plan like a 10-year plan, it probably would have been amazing. But they were all over the place, so whatever. But yeah, so I'm excited to see what they do. Hopefully it's good. So far, just seeing the Justice Society in the movies has me excited. Oh, I don't care about spoilers, but for anybody else in the chat, you don't have to spoil stuff for them. Yeah, keep the spoilers free until the movie's been out for a while. And also, too, this Deadpool movie is more, it's not really even Disney Deadpool, you know? Yeah, I don't care about spoilers, but like I said, other people in the chat might not want to be spoiled, so we'll stay spoil free today until the movie's been out for a while. Then afterwards, after it's been out for a week or two, whatever, you guys can spoil everything. Into the hair piece. It's nice 70. Well, it was 72 this morning, but now it's I got the windows open, so it's a nice day out. I know my friend saw Deadpool. He said he liked it a lot, so if he says he liked it, I know I'll like it. And I know San Diego Comic-Con is going on this weekend, so my one friend in chat's been going, and he's been posting a lot of like the Artist Alley prints and stuff. A lot of cool stuff this year, so that's good. But not really much excitement. I think the only thing I saw that actually had me excited this week that I had a chance to look at because my friend posted it was the Sideshow Mystique statue that's coming out. She's sitting on a chair with a computer screen and gun. And I really like the statue, but I don't want Mystique. So that actually might change my item where I might get that to turn into Sage from Extreme X-Men. And the Black Queen I have sitting on a chair from CBS Labs, maybe I'll turn that into something else. But other than that, not much other stuff that's been exciting lately. A lot of the sideshow stuff and statue companies are just not making anything I'm into. Oh yeah, Star Wars I could care less about. Star Wars is dead. No matter who says what, Disney killed Star Wars. So it's done. I mean, not that I was a huge Star Wars fan, and but I could see what Disney did to Star Wars, and it's just a dead IP now. I saw a video of the Acolyte where the girl picked up the lightsaber and she bled the cyber crystal or whatever, the carbonite crystal or whatever the hell it is, like in 5 seconds. I used to read the Dark Horse books, and didn't it take like years for like the Sith to bleed those crystals or something? And she does it like in 5 seconds. So, like I said, I don't think Disney knows what the hell they're doing anymore. But I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, so I really don't care. I like to just make fun of it, I guess. It just sucks that all the Star Wars fans aren't getting what they want. Hey Raccoon, I wanted to ask you if you heard of this. My friend was telling me that people online believe that the guy who plays Homelander acts like that in real life. Have you heard anything about that? Have people like lost their minds and forget that actors act? I don't know. I figured since you're kind of more into that stuff, you might know. He was just telling me that some people online believe that he needs to be canceled because he acts like that in real life. I mean, I wouldn't put it past the people these days, but I'm just kind of curious if anyone else has heard this. What, the actor got into a fight? I mean, if he did, who cares? I don't know, like I said, my friend was just saying that people think he's like crazy in real life. Okay. I was just kind of wondering. You always hear some weird stories these days. What's up, Iceman? Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's probably just people on Twitter causing stupid stuff. You never know if it's true or not. I'll have to check it out when I can, Iceman. I've seen him on, seen your post on Instagram. It's been looking pretty good. Yeah, he's a good Homelander. It's just that I just think people are just crazy. They just, I don't think they can distinguish between reality anymore. Yeah, that show's still on my list. Someday. Someday. Sound is low? Really? I haven't changed any settings. It's actually almost in the red on my OBS. Maybe it's on your end? I think if I put it up any further, it'll hit the red and blow out the stream. Hey Zippy, thank you, appreciate it. I wish I still had the garage kit paint to do the skin tone like I used to, but I don't know, Iceman. The government's coming after you. I think I'm gonna do the logo first and then put in the basketball. Because I think if I try to do the logo after the basketball, it might cause issues. Yeah, I think we'll do the logo first. See how this works out. This way, if I screw up, I can redo the shirt without having a basketball in the way. Alright, let's see here. Which one are we going to use? I think it was this one. I think these two are the same, or is that too big? No, I think that one should work. Yeah, just do another shout out to Frank from Evolution X Studios. He's the one who did these decals for me. So there's his information there. And then also if you want to do the scan. If you guys ever need decals, it looks like he'd be able to do sets for you. So this won't fit in this cup. So I'm going to have to put water in here. We're going to have to cut this best we can. We're going to have to get her on her piece up here. See how well this works out. How long did you let the gloss back dry? Because I honestly think you need to do a primer sealer before you do gloss coats. So I would suggest finding yourself a primer sealer and then do your gloss blacks on top of this, because I think this helps it cure better. At least out of my experience. Whenever I do alclad and gloss, I let the gloss dry for at least 48 hours or more. cut this up and hope for the best. Yeah, I don't know. I like to use the car paint glosses the best I can. All right. So we're going to cut this way. Just need a little bit of a piece to sort of hold on to. So we're going to score this here. Get a little bit closer to show you what I'm trying to do here. Alright, so I'm going to score here. We're going to cut close to the logo. Try to do as not much like clear film as possible. Oh, cool! You got by watching me and other people. That's good. I mean, I got started by watching the other guys in the hobby. You know, guys that were painting for Bowen Designs and stuff too. So I guess it goes full circle. Cut this a little bit deeper. Okay, so let's double check her chest. So, you guys think that's good? I think it's good. Yeah, that should work. I just hope it goes on there pretty well. So, let's experiment and see if this works. Get all my chemicals, get in position. Alright, putting this in the water. You don't need a lot of water. I used to submerge these ID decals and stuff. You don't really need to do that. Come on. Yeah, the guys who do miniatures, man, are amazing. My eyes do not have that skill. You could do miniatures, you know, it's insane how guys can do that. I'd probably rip my hair. Well, I don't have any hair left, but if I had hair left, I'd rip it out trying to get that stuff done. I do watch this one guy. I posted it in the past. I forgot the name. He hasn't. I haven't seen him post anything for a bit. On Instagram, he does a lot of anime kits, and he kind of builds and paints at the same time. He does a phenomenal work, and I think it's all like dry brushing and washes. I don't think he does airbrushing. At least I haven't seen like a live of him. Just kind of like work in progress pictures. So, just gonna throw some moisture on here. Let's grab this. Okay, so this looks like it's ready to come off now. So, all right, let's hope for the best on this. Ooh, that's looking good. Nice good position. Let's try to see if there's any air bubbles we need to get out of this. That looks great. I like that a lot. Alright, so I have what's called Solvaset. And Solvaset usually kind of helps like molt it, I guess. So let's hope this works. I'm going to try to use this paintbrush. I think this was the thinner sheet that Frank told me he used. So this went on like really good. Really good. And then like I said, we're going to let this sort of dry a bit. And then we're going to use a very light sponge to make this look older white, and I think it'll look like a nice worn old look to it. Trying to make sure there's no bubbles. Wow, that looks, oh wow, he did a great job with these. And I kind of got it on first shot, which I'm happy about. I'm going to have to bother him for decals down the line if I need more. It just slid right off the paper, went on really good. So, and I think, like I said, I think this was the thinner paper he used. Not like the eye decals were a little bit thicker. So it went on pretty good. Now, if there was more wrinkles in the shirt, I'm not sure how this would pan out. But there's no way in hell I would have been able to paint that up. But yeah, once you get the logo on her shirt, she comes together now. Comes together a lot better now. Now you could probably tell what kind of cat. Everyone that stops by, like a couple of clients and stuff, they're like, "Who the hell is that?" And I have to tell them. But now maybe when they see this logo, they'll know who it is. And what we'll do is, once we get the decal a little bit older looking, we'll put the basketball in best we can. And then after that, I'll have to just touch up the gloves and basketball area. Add the eyes, lipstick, and then, well, gloss lips. That's about it. I did touch-ups to Harley today. Finally had a chance to do touch-ups to her body. I have to paint her necklace. And then I have to finish the base. I sealed up the base today. I touched that up today as well. So hopefully these two will be done. I'll do some random things and then we can get the Jessicas printed out. I'm trying to think of any other characters I could do now that would have a logo where I can ask Frank to do me a piece of something like this. I didn't realize it would go on so smooth like it did. Now the only thing though I would be worried about this is, like, if I had to do something and I had to put silly putty on there, I would think the silly putty might pull it off though. That's the only problem. I'm not seeing any major issues with it. One little piece that sort of had but seems to be on pretty well. Dried up pretty well. Yeah, we were just talking about that, Iceman. I'm going to wait until it's on, like, online to watch it. I don't believe in giving my money to Hollywood anymore. But I will watch it. I'm not dropping, like, $25, $30 to go see a movie now. It's expensive over here. I think the last movie I went to see in the movies, I think, was Deadpool. And by the time I drove up to see my friends to go see it, after gas tolls and the movie theater, it was like $50 for the night, you know, plus dinner. And I think I was going to go see another movie after that one closer by, but it turned out to be like $20. just to go see the movie, nothing else, no dinner, nothing, just traveling, getting tickets, and so it just gets too much money, and it's not worth it for me anymore. And I think I'm at that age now where I'd rather just be in my house, on my own couch, just grab like a snack or something and just sit down and watch it on my TV. Because the TVs these days are better than friggin', you know, $200 TV is like an amazing TV now to me. So, alright, I gotta grab some. I don't know. It's just, you know what it is too is also I think my back can't handle those movie theater seats anymore. I think when I was younger I could do it, but as I gotten older and plus working the way I work now and stuff, it's very hard to get comfortable in those chairs. The good movie theaters are the ones now that you actually can order like dinner. You know, they have those really comfortable seats, but I don't want to hear somebody smacking the plate, cooking or eating a steak while watching a movie. And the other movie theaters, they don't have those high backs anymore. All the ones that closed down are the ones that had those high backs. All the ones now are the ones that come down to your back right there, and you're kind of like, it's just killing the midsection of your back, and I kind of hate that now. So I'd rather just lay on the couch, be a bum, pause it, go to the bathroom, grab some food, come back and stuff. Alright, we're gonna sponge a little bit of white over this, make it look old. So I gotta do this without destroying anything. Yeah, that's the other thing too is you get I have that horrible luck where I sit somewhere and whether the person's in front of me, behind me, or next to me, they're yabbing throughout the whole movie. Like when I would used to go with my brother and cousin, and they would always get like the nobody that's sitting next to them, or they would be like perfectly have quiet, and I would always get the person yabbing and stuff, no matter what we did. And I went to I forgot what movie we went to see. We went to that one movie theater where you sit down and you can eat because they wanted to drink beer throughout the movie. So I was like, all right, whatever, we'll go check it out. And I sat down next to a couple on a date, and the girl was yabbing to him throughout the whole movie, and they ordered like steaks, and they were kitting the plate. I was like, it was the worst experience ever. Like that type of movie is good if you want to go and like watch like a Chris Farley movie or something you already saw. But you don't want to watch like a new movie. Damn it, I really need to get a tube of white paint. I think that's good to make it look old, right? I don't think I need to really do much more. Kind of looks like broken up a bit. A little bit of an older shirt. Yeah, it looks like a nice faded logo. I like it. I like it. So now, this is going to be tricky. Gotta get this basketball locked in. Alright, now one way of doing this is you put a bunch of A's in there. And you let it sit. And then afterwards, I think we're gonna have to do that. I think let's go up there though. Maybe I should put glue in there first and then shove A's a little bit at a time. So that's how it's gonna go. Alright, I knew it was gonna start getting hot. I gotta put on the AC. Alright, I'm going to mix up some A's and then maybe do a little A's and a little glue. Get it locked in there. I'm going to just use Fix It, but I'm not going to use any safety solvent because I don't want to get too much moisture on there. think, you know what, let's experiment first. Let's put some A's in there first and see how well it locks into place. And then maybe I won't need to wash my hands real quick. Fresh paintbrush. Yeah, I think this is the best way to do it, and then after this is done, just like put her aside and not even like breathe on her. That'd probably be the best way to lock this into place. Normally I like to use safety solvent, but it'll start to get all over the white and the basketball. I'll probably use a little in a second, but for right now, use a little bit away from the basketball. Hey, Wells, how's it going? Oops. Stay. There we go. It's locked into place pretty well, so I'm happy about that. Staying busy, that's good. Yeah, I think it's everyone I've talked to, well, somewhat I've talked to this week, everybody's been very busy this week. It seems like one of those weeks. Once again, I forgot it was Friday. I've just been crunching projects like crazy. A lot of late nights too. Yeah, just got to catch up on work. It's just been a little stressful, you know? Plus, just everything. Yeah, just everything. It's just one thing after another. It's looking pretty decent. That must be so weird doing Santa Claus stuff and Christmas stuff now. I know you got to get it done, but I mean, we haven't even got the Halloween yet. But then again, my one friend said that like places like Walmart, Home Depot and all them are already starting to get all that stuff in. Guess you gotta be ready. Okay, basketball worked out better than expected. A little bit of a schmutz over here. But I think that's going to lock into place where it ain't going anywhere. I just got to touch up the gloves. Where's her tail? Where did I put her tail? Look at the tail. Tail goes right there. Tail's looking good. That's true, Devastator. I just don't care about holidays anymore. Personally, all I would rather do on a holiday is just, like, not even step in the studio and just do nothing. That's pretty much all I would want. Just sit down and watch, like, a binge on a show or something, and that's it for the day. Seeing family, going to the... I missed the days of the going to the mall, but those were different times. But yeah, I don't care about the holiday stuff. Rather just do nothing. Lola is just about finished. Let's get her on the base without messing anything up. And then it's a matter of just adding eye decals and touching up the gloves. But this, I'm pretty happy with this one. A couple of the guys I sent pictures to said that they love the hair on this one. Yeah, I agree with you, Wells. Those are just times just to mess around. Yeah, this Power Girl worked out pretty good for her. I think once we get the eyes in there, we gloss up the lips. I could actually gloss up the lips now. Let me wash this out real quick. Get some gloss. One thing I've noticed with this new gloss varnish and stuff is that when you do a layer, it sort of starts to dry fairly fast. If you try to do like another layer, it starts pulling up the old one. So this is actually pretty gummy compared to the old gloss. So that's a word of advice if you guys get this. Yeah, days off are good. Nice day off is always nice to have. Yeah, bugs worked out pretty good. I think the whole theme of this worked out pretty well. So I'm pretty happy with it. It's kind of cool to see, you know, a superhero statue instead of like a cosplay stuff. It's kind of fun to do these. Shit, this damn. See, I just opened it up and the cap came off. That's how gummy this stuff gets. I don't know. I'm not liking this new varnish stuff. But it must be just the regular varnish. I guess they still make the mecha varnish. This stuff seems to be a little gummy. Yeah, this one was pretty fun. I'm glad we got the decal because that worked out perfect. Basketball worked out good. Yeah, everything did. Shoes were fun to do. Where the hell did I put the varnish? Just put a dab of it. Oh, here it is. Just enough to make the lips a little bit shiny, but without, you know, making it crazy. Yeah, I think the mecha varnish stuff is better. I think this stuff is more for like the miniature things. The stuff is not really great to the airbrush. I guess it just took them a while to redo their formulas. Now I have messed with this bottle. Where is it? So, the old, I guess they reformulated it. So far, this is the old mecha varnish. This stuff seems to kind of like have a lot of chunky stuff in there. This stuff, the new, I guess this is the new formula, seems to be a lot thinner and smoother. So far, the mecha color in this stuff is nice and smooth, where this stuff is a little bit like cakes up and it kind of like breaks apart and clogs my airbrush, but so far this hasn't. So I guess if you guys find it in this bottle, maybe that's the newer one. Alright, I am going to put Lola aside so I don't mess up this basketball. So I'm going to put her on the floor and we're going to let this age cure. So I do not want to accidentally screw all this up. Just let her sit there. Harley's base is in the garage, so we're kind of becoming in limbo now. So I guess I'll work on Jean since some of my other commission stuff is drying at the moment. Yeah, that's the only problem with the old varnish. So I don't know. I guess the newer bottles seem to be working pretty good, so. Got a little further on Jean this week too. I was working on a project for somebody, and I had extra A's, and it was starting to harden up on me. So I did her piping, and I did her piping around there. So I did the piping here and stuff, and then I figured I'd start working on the mask. The only problem with the flowing prover, I would have to experiment, because I usually use most of my flat varnish for the skin tones after I do the sealing of the car paint. So I don't know if that will react or anything. I've got to the point now where I'd rather just clean the airbrush, get a nice good spraying for one statue, and then clean it again, instead of trying to have the flow. Because only problem with that flow improver, I've seen it in whatchamacallit, it create those little bubbles. Like, you know, if you ever spray something and you see this little divot and the paint kind of doesn't like go onto that divot, it's like a pinhole. I don't know. Maybe it could be in the area I am with the salt water close to me. I'm not sure. Are they really doing that, Raz? They must be hurting for sales. I wouldn't put anything past Marvel anymore. I don't even think they know what they're doing. Marvel, they're all over the place. Alright, so I attached this, but I broke these pieces off because they weren't lined up, and I want to do a stylized thing for her. Where is my picture I was following? Here it is. No, Wells, what they need to do is they need to get actual writers instead of DeviantArt fanfic artists, writers. And they need to have people who actually know the characters instead of making stuff up every damn issue. Nah, the only way you get swag now is if you kiss their butt. They don't know what they're doing. Well, I mean, they know what they're doing. It's just not stuff that we're into. That's pretty much, I guess, the best way to explain it. Sounds good, Wells. I gotta do this here. Hey, what's up, Terrell? Just working. Busy week. Hopefully things are good on your end. Hey, what's up, Jacob? Busy? Busy week. It's always busy. Yeah, Terrell, we were just talking about that. I don't have Vallejo thinner. I mostly use the Vallejo airbrush paints. They're like airbrush ready. So I really haven't had a need to thin them down. If I do, I use a little water. But a majority of the time, I don't use thinner. Unless you're buying the thicker paints that are not airbrush ready, you probably need it. I like what I'm doing over here. So we gotta kind of match this. Like that. Kind of. Why, Terrell? Do you have a issue with your paints clogging or something? So what varnish did you get though? Did you get their the one what should we call it? So this varnish here, it gets very gummy. So you might need a thinner for this. But the Mecha Color varnish, these are the new bottles I got. They go through the airbrush pretty well. So I haven't had the need to thin this down, but this stuff is very, very thick, and you would probably need to thin this down. This stuff is very, very gummy. You can kind of see it the way it it doesn't really, it flows, but it's really, really thick. No, Jacob, it's easier to put the mask on first and then to work the hair around it. Because what I might do is when I put the hair on there, I might have the hair push out, or I might have the hair kind of go over one piece. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, I use water with a lot of the Vallejo stuff, and I haven't had an issue with thinning that down. I don't know, do you guys have a lot of problems with like flow through your airbrush? That you need to have a flow improver? Okay. No, it's I guess maybe I've always had bad experiences with certain flow improvers that I don't really use them too often. I have them, but I don't really use them. No, I just have to order or get a one of the exterior school signs, and then I can start working on the base for her. It's either I'll have somebody print it out, or I'll just buy one off of Etsy, because I saw one on Etsy for like 15 bucks. I just haven't gotten that far yet. Still just kind of running through extra material and messing around with the body. I'm actually surprised on how far I got worked on her, because I guess what it is all the items I've been working on. I'd mix up some Aves and then I'd finish, and I'd be sitting here with a little bit of A's left over, but it's not completely hardened yet. So I was able to kind of do a lot more on her than I expected. Otherwise, I wouldn't be where I am with her right now. I actually would have worked on that, Tigra custom tonight, but I magnetized and did everything with the hands before I started streaming, so I can't really mess with her. I had to get the hands magnetized before I can finish up the forearms. Not great with masks, but I wanted to try something different with this mask than what I would normally do. It's gonna have some sanding and tweaking as I go, I guess. Alright, I've seen some Jean Greys that have a point in the center, but then other ones have a curve. And the one I'm following, well, the one I sort of had on the picture, it's kind of more animated compared to what I'm looking. Well, it's kind of more of a point too. I don't know. I can try and point it and see how it looks. And you guys going to San Diego Comic-Con this weekend or no? I know it's expensive to go to that. Yeah, I agree with you there, Devastator. I think if New York Comic Con didn't turn into a pop culture show, I'd probably keep going every year. But I stopped going to that in 2016 or 15. I was gonna make it my goal to go to New York, San Diego, go one year, but I think when I priced it out, it was like $2,500. So I was like, nope, that's not happening. Raccoon, you would like Baltimore? Well, Baltimore, when I went last year, it was a very nice. Well, I went on Sunday, so there was a lot of comic book vendors, but there's still a lot of pop culture. But Terrific Con in Connecticut at the Mohegan Sun is just all comic books and artists. None of this pop culture stuff, none of these, new movie events. It's just pure old school comic book 90s show. And me and my friend go every year now. It's a really great show if you want to just sift through some old books. If there's any artists you want to see, it's a long day trip, but it's good enough to travel. I think it's like a 4-hour ride for me. And then if you're there for at least 4 or 5 hours, it's good enough to see the whole show and then go home. It's not something you have to get a room for unless you're going to have a table or something, but definitely Terrific Con in Baltimore so far are the best shows I've been going to. I go to the one in Jersey, which was a month ago or 2 months ago, I forget. That's a small little one. It's fun to go to it. The only problem that sucks is the shows I go to, some of the artists I really want to see don't go to them. It's the only downside. That sounds good, Devastator. See, I don't mind artists showing up. It's when the pop culture stuff starts to invade in the show. That's when it becomes, it's like when you have like 3 comic book booths and then it's just tons of pop culture stuff. It's not what I want to do. I like going to the shows where there's just endless comic book booths and you just sit there for hours sifting through, finding stuff. Even if it's stuff you don't want to buy, it's just fun to sift through like you used to. Yeah, Kevin Conroy and stuff. Yeah, I can imagine missing out on that. That's why I'm trying to hit shows now. I'm trying to find a lot of these older artists before they stop going to shows or if they, retire or whatever. So I figure I might as well hit these shows up while I can. Speaking of Cameron Conroy, did you guys see the Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3 animated movie yet? I don't know if you guys are into DC, but I saw it. So I guess there's a lot of hate online about it, but it was like kind of like the Flash movie, where all the different Earths are there. So I think they're trying to clean up the animated universe. It wasn't like Crisis like you read, but it was kind of like an animated Crisis to clean things up. I guess I don't know. So maybe they'll redo the whole universe. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, Raccoon. Trying to find some of these guys before they're too old to sign, they pass on, or I get too old and I can't hit shows anymore, one or the other. So yeah, the Crisis wasn't bad. I'm not saying it was the best thing ever, but I guess it's more of they have so many different animated stuff out there. I guess they wanted to like do a Crisis and say, okay, this Earth is this Earth is that, and sort of reboot everything, which I think is okay. Because you figure now that a lot of the voices are either passing on or they're not around, you can't do those old animated cartoons anymore. So at least they let us know that this Earth is this Earth is that type thing. I think that's what a lot of people forget when they bitch about the Crisis Part 3, is that in a way they're trying to clean up the universes, but they're also saying that this Earth was this from the 90s, this Earth was this from the 80s, type thing, because those people are no longer there, the animation is no longer around, so I mean, what else can they do, right? Well, Devastator, they could do that for anything. Like the old animated Transformers movie. If you could do an animation like that with good music and good story, you could blow the game out of the water. But they don't have those type of animators anymore. They're based all on technology now to animate. They're not really that crazy into making a good story, so I think those days of Akira and all the animated Transformers and stuff is gone. I'm never gonna get that back again. But at least DC is trying to clean up their stuff. They're not. It's not like they're just making junk. I think they're just trying to get everything in order and really fine tune the universes and Earths and stuff, and kind of maybe bring in a lot of characters they haven't brought in the past. Getting ready for like the James Gunn stuff. Yeah, like the Bruce Timm stuff was, you know, the way the anime. I mean, I guess I kind of. It's not really ruining it. I mean, you guys are pretty much understand how DC works by now. The Bruce Timm universe is like one Earth. The Batman, you know, uh, the old Super Friends, you know, with the Justice League is another Earth. So they pretty much set it up where those are all specific Earths, and they're all, you know, that's where those animated Earths reside in. So they kind of, you know, that's kind of what they did. Same thing like the Flash movie, where you had the Christopher Reeves on one Earth, you had the Adam West Batman on another Earth. So that's kind of what DC's doing. They're kind of saying like, okay, all these old shows, all these old movies, all these old animated cartoons are all specific Earths. So, and you can't really bring those back anymore because it's just not going to happen. But the good thing is you can always go back and rewatch it. It's not like they're gone forever. It's just that they won't be able to make new ones of that stuff anymore. That's why I don't get why people get so mad at this stuff. It's just DC trying to explain that, you know, different Earths, different cartoons. Alright, I got to sand this down and then tweak it up a little more. Eh. And once I sand down the mask and clean it up a bit, it's a little bit. It's got to get taken down there, taken down there. I might bring it to like a point a little bit too. I don't know. I'll have to play with it. It was just that the pieces I had that were around here when I glued it on, they were sticking out so far, I just broke them off. Then what I'll do is I'll chop up the front of this hair and I'll put this behind her. And then what I'll do is I'll kind of sculpt hair like this, kind of coming up and around the front of it. We'll see a little bit of her point of her forehead. But I even might take a strand of hair and put it in front of the mask too. Sort of like maybe around there. So I'll have to see. It's getting there, little by little. As far as Invisible Woman, I haven't had too much time to work on her. All I did was sort of tweak out her legs a bit. I had a bunch of Aves, and then I sort of cleaned up the legs a little bit, but I haven't really messed with her too much. Figured I'd draw up her belt again. It's easier to sculpt hair around than it is to sculpt the hair and then put the mask on. For me, at least. Because I'm trying to design, like, sort of design the mask in a way where I got to sort of sand it but also clean it up a bit and then do some other stuff. I just found that, you know, if you sculpt the hair and then you try to, because the mask isn't perfect yet either. If the mask was perfect and you can like squeeze it onto the face, then I would sculpt the hair and then squeeze it over the hair, but since I got to make the mask this way, it's a little bit easier. Because there's a item I'm working on for someone where I had to do sort of a mask like this, but it was a little bit different. So what I did is I sort of I sculpted the hair, but then I squeezed the headband part on it, and then I sculpted the mask around it, because it was designed a different way. But with this one, if you look a lot of like Jean Grey pictures online, some of the people have the hair kind of flow around the mask a bit. Some people sort of have the bushiness of the hair come in front of the mask. Some of it's behind the mask. So I don't know, I'm just kind of, it's just easier, I guess, if that makes any sense. I know in the picture that I was showing, her hair is behind the mask pretty far, but that's a drawing. But when you have a 3D sculpt, the mask sort of has to go around the face more. Whereas a drawing, the mask could float off the front of the face and the hair could be behind it. That make any sense? Yeah, I want to stylize it more. Whenever I post pictures, it's just like reference and it's kind of an idea. But I always try to do my own little take. And I guess if you add a little hair around the front of the mask too, and if the tips aren't too by themselves without hair behind them, it won't break. But not that I really sculpted them pretty thin. If you kind of look at the way I did it, I kind of gave them some thickness. I just kind of, that's kind of like the thought of, okay, hopefully they don't snap or break type thing. Now, something I want to show you guys, you probably can't see it too well, but her arm is all crackling with the primer. What happened was I shook up the primer, but when I sprayed it, it started coming out in like dry little splurts. So it created this little cracking over here, and I hate when primer does that. It's because it was my fault, I didn't shake it up good enough. So I gotta kind of get in there and sand that all down again. This one has, I got a lot of work to do on this one. I just, by the time I would sculpt on her, by the time I had the extra A's, it was all hardened and I couldn't work on this one. So, that's a little bit of a downside. And the other problem I ran into on this one was I had the eaves, and then I had the polystone, and then I had eaves and polystone. So when I sanded it down and primed it, you can see the eaves would sand more than the polystone. So I had to Dremel up some of that stuff too, and I had to shove eaves on there and sand it down. So this one took a little bit more time. Still got a lot more to clean up and do and all this other stuff. It's getting there though. Yeah, this one needs a lot of sanding because there's a whole bunch of scrapes and mess ups in here. This leg right here wasn't smooth, and then over here there's a big divot in here, so I had to clean this up. What else did I run into? Yeah, I have to kind of clean up the neck a little bit more now too. So there's a lot more I need to do. I've done garage work, but I haven't done garage work where I'm sitting down sanding a lot. So this one kind of might sort of a little bit of a back burner for a bit. So whenever I wrap like the belt around her, these marks over here that I'm putting kind of help me when I go to cut it. Because whenever I wrap like the hard eaves, when it starts to stiffen, it's kind of hard to find those cuts without cutting too much or too little. So I usually like to try to create some marks like this. So it gives me an idea where I can cut when I roll that eaves down. But I think before I can do her front stomach and the belt, I gotta really clean this up. Because then what I'm planning on doing is, if one day I mix up eaves and it's a little bit softer and I have extra time, I would like to do this part of her outfit along with it going into underneath here. And then maybe work this out up here as well with that circle, that white circle. And then once all that's done and it's all cleaned up and everything, I can do the neck guard. So I'm going to give her like that neck guard in the picture that kind of goes over the outfit. This one will turn out to be good with extra A's when it gets stiff, because I could do the belt and I could do the neck guard too. Like I could kind of like wrap it around her neck and then cut it and then seam it up and stuff. But I think next week is going to be mostly a painting week. Well, not all painting, but mostly painting on an item. So I probably won't be able to work on too much sculpting. Or I might do like sculpting in the morning and then painting in the afternoon, or vice versa on this one project I'm working on. But yeah, I'm cutting the stream early today. I don't have much more to do, plus I got to get some stuff done. But that's where we're at. So Lola is pretty much finished. I think just a matter of touching up the gloves, getting the eye decals. Harley, I tweaked her up. We just got to get the necklace finished. And then I just got to finish up the base. Like I said, it's in the garage curing up today. I just did the clear coat on it again. And then I guess what I'll do is I'll work on these two on the streams until we can get the Jessica's going. If any of you guys are on my Patreon, get in there and throw in some votes. Because I think maybe not this weekend, but the following weekend we'll start voting. So maybe not next stream, but the following stream, hopefully we'll have a couple ideas and we'll pick it out of a hat. I think that's the plan. And then whatever wins, we'll maybe do some references on Patreon. And we'll kind of go over some references and we'll get some pictures and then start working on the Jessicas. Yeah, I think Sunday I'll have to send out, I think in Patreon you can send out like a an updated thing where everybody gets a notice in the mail. So I'll see if I can do that on Sunday. See if we can start getting these votes going, if we can plan these out. Because I think next week I have to make a mold for somebody and see if I could cast. If I have enough resin, I'm going to make up the Jessica bases too. Get those ready. So, got a lot of stuff to do, but we're getting there. Alright, you guys have a good weekend. If you guys go see Deadpool and Wolverine, enjoy yourselves. And then next week, like I said, we'll probably, maybe I'll have these two girls to really be working on. We can do some more sculpting with these on, maybe I could set up Invisible Woman to work on more. And then once I get her mask done, if I have time, we could start it on the stream, and I could start working on her hair on the stream too. So, alright, you guys have a good one. Appreciate you stopping by.